three-time NBA champion Danny Green. Hey, Danny, what needs to happen tonight for the Pacers, who, by the way, held a lead for a significant part of Game 1? How do they hold on to it and even up this series?
Well, they got to play with pace, and it starts with Tyrese Halliburton. He has to get out and running and getting those guys going. Obviously, he has to be more aggressive offensively to score and look for himself. But when they're playing at a better pace and way faster, they're scoring in the 120s, and most of their wins are above 120, and they're getting out and running. The losses, they're averaging a lot less, and he's averaging a lot less. Usually he averages about 18 points a game in the wins and about 10 in losses. I think their team is at 120 in wins and like 110 in losses or 100 in losses. So it's a big difference when you see how well that they're moving. When they're moving fast, everybody eats, and it starts with Tyrese Halliburton. So in order for them to win this game, they have to continue to run and push the pace and try to make New York keep up with them points-wise.
And we talked about Halliburton dealing with the back. Can he be healthy enough to be a factor in Game 2? Pacers need to get that coveted road split in New York. Meanwhile, last night, Thunder led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's 29 points, 9 rebounds and 9 assists, cruised to a Game 1 win over Luka and the Mavs last night. You could tell Doncic has the big knee brace, dealing with the sprained right knee, finished with 19 points, 6 of 19 shooting, 5 turnovers in 41 minutes. Luka is clearly not himself. And Danny, judging from what we saw from him and the Mavs in Game 1, what chance do you give Dallas in this series against the Thunder?
I mean, if he's hurt and playing like this, they have no chance. They're going to need him and Kyrie to score a lot more. They need to find scoring. 95 points is not going to cut it. And they have to find ways to use their advantage inside and defensively. So with Gafford, if you're going to go small, you better make shots. If not, you better use your size with Gafford. But ultimately, Luka's going to have to kind of take a back seat in that first half. Let Kyrie do more of the work. Kyrie's been having great explosive second halves, but he has to do it all game long. But them having 19 and 20 points is not enough for Dallas. They both have to be 25 or plus or more in the 30s in order for them to have a chance to win. So he has to kind of take his time, take a back seat, let Kai do most of the work in the first half, and to kind of ease his way into the game. But both of those guys have to be stronger and more explosive and score more for that team for them to have a chance.
And you can just tell by watching, Luka was not himself. That's a big, thick knee brace he's having to contend with. In fact, last night snapped his streak of 24 consecutive playoff games with at least 20 points. He's going to need them. Danny will be back with you in just a bit. We're going to do a little segment today called Red Light, Green Light. If it's a green light, I stay on time. If it's a red light, Shai blows through cues, neither here nor there. I'm going to give you a statement, Danny Green. If you agree, green light. If you disagree, red light.
I'm going to go against the grain here and say yellow light. I can't necessarily count out the defending champs right away. They do have a 2-0 lead. I think they have a high percentage of winning the series because they have a 2-0 lead. But I'm not counting out the Denver Nuggets and saying, but I do think whoever wins this series is the favorite for me of winning an NBA championship, yes.
Okay, so
Boston's a really good team, but so yellow light. So Boston's a really good team, but without Kristaps Porzingis, I give the edge to one of these two groups.
All right, so question 2, you're going to actually have to play the game. Celtics title hopes rest on Derek White's success. Red light or green light?
Green light. Him, along with Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, those guys are the X factor. They obviously need Jason and Jalen playing their top basketball to win games. But without these role players and Derek White, I don't know where they'd be, but they need them to be successful. They need them to win a championship, and that's including Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis if and when he gets healthy. So they're going to need these guys to continue to play at this high level if they want to beat whoever comes out of the West.
Again, role players are key in a title run. Celtics have plenty of them, looking like they're going to cruise through their series. All right, Jamal Murray should have been suspended for throwing a heating pad on the floor in Game 2. Red light or green light?
I hate to answer this one, but I'm going to say green light. I think we all know the dangers and how this could have caused something serious when you're throwing something on the floor. Anybody else that's thrown something on the floor has always been suspended. I think this is something maybe you should hold suspension for next year, but he doesn't have a history. He doesn't have any past issues of doing anything crazy. This one is bad, but I'm going to have to say green light. He should have been suspended. Maybe not for the playoffs, but they can hold that suspension for next season at least. But this is something he should have been suspended for.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's getting opinions from all over the sports world of whether he should have been suspended. Danny Green, I'm going to green light this segment another time. Good stuff from you. Stephen A. and the First Take Crew, they had some thoughts on that very question, the NBA's decision only to fine